Hello, this is Jeff Osnes, the Principal Evangelist over here at PhoneBurner, and I've got something exciting to share with you. There is a new Chrome extension that's available to anyone using Chrome. It's also available on the Edge browser as well. But this Chrome extension, it's called the PhoneBurner Dial Session Companion. What this does, once you've installed it or added it to your Chrome browser, is it gives you the ability to launch a PhoneBurner dial session from several locations, from several CRMs that are not necessarily supported out of the box with PhoneBurner. So a lot of you may know that we integrate with Salesforce and we integrate with Zoho and things like that, where you can actually launch a PhoneBurner dial session directly from that CRM. And there's a lot of CRMs that have gone out there and used the PhoneBurner API to actually add that functionality directly to their system. But this Chrome extension actually extends the power of PhoneBurner to a lot of other CRMs that have not traditionally had the ability to launch a PhoneBurner dial session directly from that CRM. So let me walk you around. Let me show you what's possible here. First, let me jump over to HubSpot. So HubSpot, there is a PhoneBurner integration with HubSpot that will allow you to sync contacts from HubSpot over to PhoneBurner, and then you can launch your PhoneBurner dial sessions from the PhoneBurner UI. However, that's not always the best thing for you. What this Chrome extension does is it allows you to select records in HubSpot and then use the extension to launch a HubSpot dial session. Once I click that button, all of those records that I just selected are now going to be queued up and thrown into a dial session as you see here. Now I can go through and configure my dial session. And what's really cool about this, let me go ahead and move this over. What's really cool about this is once I get connected and I start dialing, the contact that I'm calling and seeing within the PhoneBurner UI is also going to be the contact that I'm going to see in the HubSpot UI. So they're going to stay in sync. It's going to follow along with me. You may have noticed this little widget in the lower right-hand portion of the page. That little widget helps kind of keep everything in line. It's the follow me widget that's part of this extension. And so in addition to following along, I'm going to go ahead and click live answer and end this call so I don't have the sample contact chirping in my ear there. But in addition to following along with HubSpot, when you activate the activity logging in PhoneBurner, because we already have that built on the PhoneBurner side, every time you log a call or disposition a call in PhoneBurner, that activity will then log back to HubSpot. So let me show you what that looks like. So it takes 25, 30 seconds. As you can see here, the little widget just showed that there's been a call. The last call outcome was set appointment. Now let's go ahead and minimize this and let's refresh HubSpot. And you'll see that that call activity has in fact logged to HubSpot. Now when I'm done with my dial session, whether I take that dial session to completion or I just end the dial session early here, what I'll want to do is I'm going to want to stop. I'm going to click stop on the little follow me widget. That will allow me to kind of navigate in HubSpot without the extension trying to navigate me back to that specific contact. So that's how it works in general out of HubSpot. There are a few other options with HubSpot. You can dial from a specific list. So if you've created a list in HubSpot and you just want to dial from that list, you don't have to go look up that list. That will be available in this little widget once you've authenticated with HubSpot. You can also launch dial sessions from companies and deals. And when you're dialing deals, the contact record is going to be displayed on the screen. If you're dialing from companies, you'll have the choice. Do I want to dial the company record or do I want to dial the contacts related to those companies? So some really cool options there. I also want to point out, you'll notice up here in the upper right-hand corner of the extension, it says Level 3 Full Integration. What that means is the extension has kind of consumed the HubSpot API and is actually using the HubSpot API in order to get the full contact details, all of the phone numbers, the email addresses, in order to begin that dial session. And of course, you can see here we're using that API to get the HubSpot lists in order to launch that dial session. But why do we say level 3 full integration? Well, that's because this extension can support multiple CRMs. So let's jump over here to my next tab, which is the Close CRM. From the Close CRM, if I open up the extension, it's going to see that I am now on close.com. And this is a level 3 full integration. What does that mean? That means I can select records here from Close, and I can launch a dial session. It will follow me along, and it will log activities back to those records in Close. Very similar to what you just saw on the HubSpot side. But let's jump over here to my next tab, which is Pipedrive. Pipedrive, we have not built a full integration here with Pipedrive. And so what you'll see here is this one shows up as a level 2. What does that mean? That means we're not using the Pipedrive API at all. But we have done a little bit of work to improve or optimize the way we scrape a page. So they can come in, you can come in here to, let's say, a contact list like this, select those records or not select those records, totally up to you, and then we will scrape that page and launch a dial session. We'll be able to, in most cases, we should be able to, without a problem, find all of the names, phone numbers, and email addresses to launch a dial session. So let me show you what that looks like. I click on scrape. Oh, this is the first time I'm doing it from this specific Pipedrive and this specific browser. So let's go ahead and give it permission, and now let's let it scrape. So what it did is it just went through there, grabbed all of those contacts, and launched into a dial session. So I've got 17 records. We're now going into a dial session. And then you're going to see not only are we calling through those contacts, but it's going to do the follow me as well. So as you see, when I click no answer, this moves on to the next contact or next person in the list. So anyway, very similar to HubSpot, but no activities will be logged with Pipedrive because we're not actually using the API. So somebody using Pipedrive right now would have to log those calls. Now, if you're a large organization looking to take advantage of this and you'd like those activities logged, let us know. We can update this. We just haven't had a reason to update it yet. So let's go ahead and end this dial session. Stop the follow me. And let me show you another CRM. Now I'm jumping over to the Zoho CRM. We happen to have a full integration with Zoho already. You can just install the PhoneBurner app in Zoho, and you can launch dial sessions from Zoho. But I wanted to go here just to show you one more option with the extension. So this extension will notice that I am on Zoho, but we have not done anything custom for Zoho. We've not tried to optimize scraping. We're not using the API as far as the extension is concerned. Why? Because, well, we already have an integration. There's no reason to redo it here. And so that's what you'll see on any CRM, anywhere you go where we have not done a full integration, we've not done anything specific for that CRM, it'll show up as a level 1 generic mode. And what will happen when you click the scan and launch dial session is our system, the extension is then going to scan that page and try to extract names, phone numbers, and email addresses and throw those into a dial session. And if possible, it'll try to navigate you from contact to contact as you're making those calls. And in my experience, it's been about 50-50. So if you have a CRM that you use and you'd like to see if you could use PhoneBurner with it, give the extension a try. And if you are a large organization looking to take advantage of PhoneBurner in a particular CRM, let us know, and we should be able to add support to it fairly quickly. So anyway, like I said, something really exciting, this extension. It is the best extension to get for your Chrome browser right now, allowing you to launch PhoneBurner dial sessions from all kinds of unique and fun CRMs that are not already supported by PhoneBurner. Thanks for taking a moment to watch this video, and happy dialing.